How about okay? So now I'm getting sound. I can see sound on my thing. Question is it going through? Okay, so it is going through. Okay, that's awesome. Is it going through? Right. Okay. So at least now I can hear myself. Like I know that I'm audible. Now I want to test. Uh, how the heck do I? Okay, so if I hmm, turn this, if I turn this down here, okay, let's see. So if I turn on the music like so, so I'm curious if that's super loud. Like, can you guys tell me if you can hear any music at all? Probably should have like figured all of this out beforehand, but now I'm here. Okay, we'll ditch the music for now because I don't think this is gonna work. So okay, so okay, music is pretty silent. All right, well we'll okay, I'll keep it off for now. Just um okay, so you can't hear the music. Right. I'll get back to that um at some point. All right. So hello. Now that I can see that there's like 5 people here, that's great. I'll just say what I'm doing. We're doing a bunch of 5 minutes of your day. Like I call them smoits because of how this abbreviation right here kind of looks like it says smoid. So I call them smoits. I think a bunch of people do too. And I'm gonna do a bunch of those because I think they're fun to do. And I'll be translating into Adian, my Adian language. Um, yeah, that's kind of the whole concept here tonight, or this fine morning if that's what it is for you, or if it's in the middle of the day. I know it's probably like at least afternoon for those in the Americas right now. Um, but I honestly I just took a bunch of different um, entries, like past entries that I know for a fact that I haven't done before, and I'm gonna do those. I think. um, so I'm. I don't know. Should I just jump into it or like I don't know how much else there is to say really. Um, oh right. Yeah. So the first one here is today's Smoid. Um, did I watch the Josh fight today? Uh, I don't think I did since I'm not really aware what what's that the Josh fight. I'm gonna put you guys down here so I can see you well. Um. Mm. So I'm gonna pull up my Adian document here. I keep all of my command line documentation in pages because that's what that's that's all I know, honestly. That's all I'm familiar and comfortable with. So I'm just gonna jump into this like today. So I hope you don't regret making this later. Um, so I can't remember the context of this one. I think it was something that Alan said. Um, like, but I don't know the specifics of the context here. Um, so certainly I can identify two things here. I hope, I and hope. So that's going to be pretty easy right off the bat. Um, basically, uh, I have my word for hope ready and memorized because that's a word that I use all the time. Uh, fu meaning I and nu shoru. Um, so that's I hope. But there are some like there's some specifics about the way this verb is used. So I'm just gonna there. Um, right. So yeah, that does seem to just yeah. So that's as expected. Okay, sorry. Um, right now I'm just trying to figure out like the valency of this verb because I couldn't exactly remember it right off the bat. But basically, we need a complement in the oblique case, um, and we don't. So I hope you don't regret. So we've got a subordinate clause here, which we're gonna mark with de. Um, regret is a word that oh um, uh, that I don't have yet. I'm just going to quickly announce over on uh, I'm just going to announce over on the subreddit, no, on the CDN that I'm doing this. Mm, okay, so somebody is doing this for me, specifically Sorani. Um, sorry, uh, I'm a little all over the place right now. Um, either way, I'm just doing smoits. So I'm back in it again. Um, so I hope you don't regret making uh, this later. So I think the biggest question, well, the biggest two questions here is our word for regret and how we place this later, because we can interpret this as either like the question is how we interpret later, as in which verb does this modify. I would say it modifies regret. So I hope you don't later regret. Oh hey, hi, Evaristos. Um, All right. Okay. So we have five viewers right now. Right, because Slor just announced it. Thank you for that, Slor. That was I wasn't sure if that was if we should do that. Hi Sven. We're doing Smoits. We're well, or I am. I'm doing the Smoits. um, Past Smoits. Right now, I'm doing uh, today's Smoit because I haven't gotten around to that in yet. Hey, Davi. Not sure how to say that. Um, Thude nushodu. Okay, so we'll need a verb for to regret, um, which I am now realizing that I don't have an Adian. I don't have an Adian word for to regret. So I'm just gonna ask right here and now if anyone has good ideas for how to derive um, the verb for to regret. Because right now I can't really think of any interesting way to derive that, like that kind of semantic. Um, I'm just gonna pull up my document for Old Adian just to make sure that I haven't it just to make sure that it's not like just a verb in Old Adian that I haven't put into Modern Adian yet. Oh, there it is. Um, so let's see. So nope, not there. So if we think about what is it to regret, uh, to regret is to like you want to take it back, right? You want to Sven, it's just something to do with that sinking feeling in your stomach that you get. Oh, that's a good idea. So I'm thinking about like something feeling heavy, right? Um, so maybe it's so I can see kind of like maybe there could be some relation between to regret and to be like to be held back or like to wanting to hold something back. Um, so for example, one way to do it could be like as Sven says, to have some verb for to be like to be weighed down. Well, and that's not really what Sven is saying here, but um, but like to feel that weight in your stomach, right? So I could pull up my proto-Kotekopakan uh, uh, my proto-Kotekopakan roots and derive something from that. So like I know, okay, well I could just make a compound as well. So let's see here, stomach. Uh, oh, okay, so I actually have two words for stomach here, the outer and the inner. This is probably the inner. So this is kwojo, um, meaning stomach, and to so the weight. I should have a word for heavy, right? So kwojo kwojo no ima. The how would you say that? Noimaki. Yeah, kwojo noimaki could certainly kwojo and noima could certainly be like compounded at some point in Middle Adian. Um, Pusune, um, or I could make it like an idiom of some kind, right? So okay, so what I could do, I do know I have the word pusu, pusu. Yeah. So this is the stomach thing. And we could have a word meaning to be weighed down, and we could do like an and we could make it like a passive thing. So to be weighed down by your stomach. Could that be a thing? Yeah, that could totally be a thing. So do I have a word for to weigh down? Oh yeah, I do. Oh well. Okay. So that's uh. Oh, omita. Um. Um. Do I have another? No, that's just. So I have two words meaning to be weighed down. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a word here. Oh, and this could totally like just become like this could become pusathami due to some sound changes. So pusathami could certainly be a word. So to regret something. And how do you regret something? You would regret something in the accusative, I think. Uh, right. Okay, so that was like what 10 minutes of me trying to figure out how to say regret. Fine. Um, so I hope that you don't. So we need this in the absent. The um, ma uh, pusa pusatha me. So, and I guess so. If this is like I'm distinguishing between um uh two aspects here, the perfect and the imperfect, where I basically use the perfect as a, maybe it's more accurate to call the gnomic, whatever you say in English. So things that are that can't be changed, things that are um, constant, or things that happen very shortly, so you don't have a chance to interfere with them or with the outcome. Which so yeah, so this is probably going to be in the imperfect because I whatever. That's not important. I'm talking too much. Fudema pussata mitkanushot. So that whole making this um because that's a part that we don't have yet. Um it could be like making this as like making a stew or like making some other dish, which I'm gonna do. So I should have a word for that. Oh, I need to search for whole words. Um, okay, so here we have a kidarde. Right, I should remember that one. That's one I use a lot. Fu de ma. Ku. Oh, I have a word for this. Right. I definitely should have a word. Te. Okay, so te ya. Ma. Te ya ki dar de ya. Pussata mitkanu shodu. Right. Um, so this sentence, thu I hope that you don't um, regret making this. And so we need a later. I'm pretty sure I have a word for later. Uh, yeah, I do. Uh, Samba. Uh, so this would go with Pussafamika. Right. Um, should I gloss this? Yeah, I probably should just have it on the screen. Um, so we're looking at our first person pronoun. So while I'm here, oh, you're right here. No, you're not down there. You're here. Um, while I'm here, is this boring? Like, because I was honestly just like I felt like streaming and just wanted to see like if this could be like just at least a little bit interesting, um, in some way or form. Um, but like, is this boring? Maybe it is. Um, so the first thing, this here is this makes this is substantivizer. Yeah, a substantivizer. That use second singular absent nominative. This in the accusative and make this is the perfect. Oh wait, why am I doing this in caps? This is the perfect nominalized accusative later regret. What's this? This is the imperfect nominalized form. Yeah, with hope in the imperfect. Right, okay. I'm just gonna put this in the right text format just because I like how it looks. So I hope everyone's doing fine. I'm saying everyone like to 4 people, so I do realize that it's not like saying a lot. But honestly, I hope everyone is doing fine here in like I guess some parts of the world are still in lockdown. I imagine, right? Um, so I just hope everyone's uh, doing all right with that. I guess. Um, yeah. So that was one. Um, that was one Smoid. About like in half an hour in. This is gonna be great. Um, um, okay, so we're 5 people. Nice. Um, it's good to hear that you're doing fine. Um, Evaristos, when you say that here's lockdown, do you mean so? Where is that exactly in the world? Either way, like we've got like a semi lockdown here in Denmark. So like I'm some days I'm going out getting actual physical face to face education, but a lot of the time I'm just at home, which is fun in some ways still. Okay, the UK, right? Um, I'm on. I like honestly, I have I'm having trouble like keeping it straight with um, uh, which countries are doing well, and like in terms of like how they're doing. Ja, jag är dansk. Är du dansk, Lucas? Um, so that's Danish. So I'm just being asked if I'm Danish. Sven is saying, I'm not so sure on that. Boris is very vague about everything. Well, yeah, I can imagine. When you're when you're like in the when you're the kind of leader of a country, not like, I know, not absolute. You're not like an absolute leader in Boris Johnson's position, uh, but nonetheless, you are in like in a very powerful position at least. And I guess that at that point, you don't want to out anyone with whatever you're saying, so you're trying to. Sorry, I'm not going to get political. Um, anyway, I I'm just gonna go ahead with the next Smoid. So I will go whether he agrees or not. Okay, so I don't think that I have like a specific construction written down for something like this. Um, but one thing I did have in mind is I have this particle that sort of makes two clauses equal in terms of their of importance in the um, it's sort of, it kind of it's in some ways paratactical, but it does introduce like an unexpected um, piece of information. So how that would work, like I could say, mu. Oh, this is not the right format. So, oh, still not the right format. Okay, there, here, boop, boop, right. Okay. So I could say mu, mu bagabay. No, no. Okay, so do Norman. Okay, so Lucas is just saying that they're a Norwegian, and as you may know, Scandinavians can understand each other fairly well. It does, of course, depend on dialect and um, pace of speech and uh, all that sort of stuff. But det er godt, du er her. Det er godt at se nogle flere skandinaver. Hej, hey, am I saying that right? I feel like I want to release that with with the lateral. Anyway, my point is, so I can have like a sentence here, mu bagabai, meaning you are a human. With that, with using this particle here, I can introduce a new piece of information that is being put as like an equal. It introduces something that syntactically is supposed to be equal to, for example, like the two parts that it's coordinating, but it's usually always some kind of unexpected an unexpected piece of information. So I could say, you are a human, a a uh, a a good human. Kimubaga by. So this would mean you are a human, a good human, as if because being a good human is not in inherent to being a human, right? So introduce so and that's kind of what this little particle conveys here. So I thought that I could do the same thing with this one. So I could make two clauses here, two um, subordinate clauses for like what do you call it in English? Um, they like conditional clauses. Um, so I could say like to agree. Oh right, to agree is would be like suppo. So ku suppoga. Um, and I need a word for if, which I do have. Right, okay. So I would change this from suppoga to supposai. This is inherently conditional, but I can add a sort of like a particle, like a conditional particle to strengthen it. So I'm gonna add my pronoun here, and be, that's our conditional particle that corresponds with the conditional here. So fu be, I will go. So go would be I have a word here. Dunu. Okay, so une, right? That would be the perfect form, which for I could add the future particle just to make it explicit. So I will go. So right now we have a sentence meaning if he goes, so if he agrees, I will go, basically. But that's not what this one said. This is I will go whether he agrees or not. So this is where our little particle I comes in handy. So I can say like kusaposai. No, then I just need the absent form of ku, which is my third person pronoun. That would be kai. Sigue varastos kai saposai. So what's happening here is that these two clauses, these two conditional clauses, kusaposai and kaisuposai, these are being made syntactically equal, which is the only way I can describe it right now. But the second one is being marked as somewhat unexpected. So if he agrees, I will go. That makes perfect sense if he agrees. Or if he doesn't agree, then I will also go. So that's kind of how I would translate this one. I don't think I want to gloss this because I'm lazy like that. Right, next one. I made him prepare some food. Okay, so this is obviously like a causative. That's the word. I'm gonna make a causative construction, and I think I do have like a causative defined. Right, okay, so I have two ways of forming the causative, it seems. Um, the two ways to make gloss gang. Yeah, but I think it's fun to gloss, just not right now. No, but honestly, I think I love a good glossing. Like, look at this right here. That's what I like to see. Um, so what it says right here is that there are two ways to make a concept construction. In one, the verb "o" is used, or the bit more formal verb "autolide." So to this we need a substantivized clause as an accusative complement for the verb. Okay. So, oh, okay. So basically, I have I should probably use this one because the way I've described it here is that this second one is more common if the verb doesn't have a complement of its own. While this upper one, is for clauses like causative constructions where the actual action has a complement of its own. Honestly, the way you don't stack your windows neatly is making me uneasy. Oh, so wait, so like, how does this make you feel? What if I did like this? Oh, and I could do like this, and so I would just read my document through this tiny little window, right? How does that make you feel? Um, okay, so what are we looking at here? Write the causative. I think I'm just gonna use the ordinary informal o verb. Uh, I usually write explanations in English because I don't know enough linguistic terms in my native language. Just look them up, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way, but at the same time, I just um, I know I would probably mess up a lot if I did all my like my, if I did my conlanging in English. I know that I would just mess something up in English, and so I'd rather just do it in my native language. this, well, so, or is it because you just had like a heart attack and you're about to pass away? Is that it? Either way, Fu, I made him Fudeya. Hmm. So, G for J. I'm. I think whichever moderator is explain it because I'm. I figured that with my English right now, I would just mess it up. As a native English speaker, I kind of want to learn a semi-obscure language just to conlang in. Ooh, that's How about describing a conlang in Tokipona? Like honestly, how would you just like imagine doing imagine doing oh what's the word theoretical syntax in Tokipona. I'm just gonna leave that there and move back to my calling. I'm gonna put these pronouns away. Foodea, go, and some food. I know for a fact that I have a word for food. Uh, what's tokima? Oh, see you, Davey. Um, so what's tokima? And also, I don't speak or understand Tokibona. I just know of its sort of. I just know about its inner workings a little bit. Um, right. Okay. So food here, pipi, which would be in pikya as the accusative form. So here we've got fudeyaku pikyakidarde, and I guess that this would be in the imperfect because it takes time to make food. You don't just make food all of a sudden, and you're sending with this construction. I think this sentence it implies that it's like you're sending them that other person. You're sending him off into like a process of preparing food. So I would make this imperfect. Um, Fudeya ku pitya kidardu. Kidar. Oh, so this should be kidar tedu, right? Because it's a nominalized verb. Um, it's nominalized because it's a substantivized um, clause. Fudeya ku pitya kidar tedu. Oh yeah, right. That's it. It doesn't have to be any harder than that. Kra says, I haven't learned much Tokibona, but theoretical syntax in Tokibona would be cool. Imagine translating Chomsky's syntactic structures into Tokibona. I wonder if that would simplify the thoughts into more digestible bits. Honestly, I haven't read any syntax. Like, I'm not a linguist. I'm not studying linguistics. I just read a lot of Wikipedia articles, and uh, I have a bunch of PDFs saved on my computer. Um, it would be kind of against everything to. Yeah, that's it. So I think there was like a discussion about this some days ago about how Tokimana as a conlang is essentially Tokipona but expanded. Okay, so um, that's kind of interesting. So Tokima, is that something that so people who speak Tokipona uh, are the is the majority of Tokipona speakers aware of the existence of Tokima? Would you say? I try to read as much as possible. The internet is much more enticing. Yeah, it is. It is. It's easier. I have a bunch of books that I haven't read. I feel bad about it, but I can't. Why would I feel bad about something that doesn't come naturally to me? You know, like if I don't actually feel like reading in like a book, which I do sometimes. Like I like scientific works. I do like to read, um, but like uh, fiction just doesn't really. I'm not that much into it. Into fiction, it doesn't really. I don't feel like gives me a whole lot. Um, Maybe that's a consequence of being uh, born in the 21st century. I don't know. Um, we're moving on to the next Smoid. The two went to steal over here at somebody's farm. Okay, so the two. Right. I do have dual pronouns. So the two of them. Third person dual. Right. The two of them. They went to steal over here. Um, um, I would probably phrase that in Adian as they went over here to steal. So, do I have a word for to steal? No, I don't. So that stealing and taking is basically the same thing, right? One just gets you in prison. Um, and I don't have one in old Alien either. It takes a little dedication in the start. Afterwards, you can stop. Yeah, I definitely agree. Um, I it's kind of interesting because I always find that I read a lot more in summer, right? Because I am not troubled with schoolwork and all that stuff. So I just have a lot more time on my hands to do things that I enjoy. So I'm going to start the music right here, and you can just tell me if it's too loud or if there's any kind of echo. That's fine. Um, and like, so if it's too much, just tell me. I just like having some music on. I found this uh, stream safe lo-fi playlist. So I should be good on that front. So deal is to uh, take, and I do have this could easily be expressed with hmm. I should have a word for to take, right? To just grab, take. Claude says fiction is easy for me to read, to be honest, but it depends a lot on what the fiction is about and if it's written well. Philosophical and political theory is the hardest to read. Um, Definitely. Um, I have this wonderful book that it took me 4 years to read because I only read it in in the I only read it during summer, and there were like 3 consecutive summers where I didn't have a lot of time on my hands, even like during the breaks. Um, so every summer I would, pick up on it again. Um, Lucas asks, "How long have you been conlanging?" I've been conlanging since 2000 and oh 2015 or 16, I would say. Which in the grand scheme of things, isn't a lot. Oh wait, this song has lyrics. I'm just gonna skip over that. I don't I don't like having lyrics in the background. Like there are people on the LCS that have been conlang for decades, and like here I am with like barely 4 years, or maybe 6 years. Do we seriously not have a word for to take? Huh? What about an alien? Okay, so I have kind of a word for to take. Uh, okay, so when we think about it, so stealing is something where you take something, um, like, but you're gonna use it. Does that make sense? Like, because I do have a verb for like to bring. So let's see, hexes. The grammar of Tokima is almost the same as that of Tokibona, but with a few additions. The dictionary is modified, restricting the meaning of words and adding about 100 new words. Uh, Oh, I could do something with this verb here. Um, which kifte means like to pluck or to pick, um, in terms of flowers and berries and fruits and such. So I could like, yeah, I could derive some. I could certainly derive something from that. Like dakopti could certainly be a word. Dakopti would be like, and I don't have that coined, so that's good to go. Um, Dakopti would mean like to pluck away, um, to pick something away. Dakopti, and this is an eo verb, divalent, and we're looking at a verb with um, right. And oh, so Dakopti would have another complement, an indirect complement for that which you're stealing from. So it'd be trivalent. Right, okay, back to the sentence. Um Dakoptimai. Or should it be? Yeah, because they went to steal is different from like they went and they stole. Because they went to steal doesn't necessarily imply that they succeeded in doing that, or like they went to steal. Yeah, so this is going to be imperfect. Um, dakoptomai, dakoptomai. Um, it was how. Now, who are the speakers of your language? The speakers of my language are the Adians. They're Chalcolithic people. In my con world, the Chalcolithic meaning that they're like in terms of technology, they're most of their tools are made of copper. Um, they have semi-extensive horticulture, so they they eat plants that they sow and that they uh, farm and such, but they don't have like, it's not at the point where they have huge big fields of like certain crops. Ksha asks, what is your favorite phoneme? So when you're saying phoneme, so do you mean like in Adian, as in like an Adian phoneme, or do you mean like just sound in general? Um, because in Adian, I think my favorite phoneme, like Adian, the Adian inventory is kind of lame, but I definitely like the diphthong I. Um, that's yeah, that's I really love that phoneme. It maybe I'm kind of biased because I do also study Latin, So that might have had some kind of influence on me. But I've been studying Japanese for quite a few years, and even before I studied Latin, I always like words in Japanese that had that diphthong, even though Japanese doesn't technically have diphthongs. At least most people don't analyze Japanese as having diphthongs. Um, but you know those two. When Japanese has those two consecutive vowels, a and e, I've always really loved that sound. Umae, like tatakae, uh, stuff like that. But if you're talking like phonemes in general, oh, that's difficult. Not phonemes, but like if you're just talking sounds, like across the board, I'm not sure. Um, Either way, let's see what's the time. All right, so I'm probably going to stream until I get too tired of it. That's right. Yeah. So tatakai is uh the first time I heard that form was uh in the anime Attack on Titan. Um, that was the way I learned about the Japanese imperative. The only kind of imperative I knew of in Japanese was the te imperative, which isn't always an imperative. It's actually rarely an imperative in the strictest sense. Um, so in that anime, I did learn about the use of the more harsh imperative. Either way, um, so they went over here. So over here, um, that would just be like to this place, right? Yeah. So that would be kukya. Unta kottomae. Kukya. Kukya on ne. Um. Oh, at somebody's farm. Okay. So did they? What do you think? So did they go to steal at somebody's farm, or did they, in order to steal, go to somebody's farm? I'm interpreting. So the two went to steal over here. Yeah. So I'm thinking it's like they went to steal. The stealing taking place at somebody's farm. Um. So using like when you consider Adian culture, I think it it wouldn't be very faithful to like make a word for farm. It wouldn't really have like a word for farm. Mm, So I'm just going to use house, honestly. Um, uh, mm, so at somebody's farm, or so in this case, at somebody's house, uh, would be like boot, I believe. Um, just for no other reason than uh, somebody's farm. Um, yeah, it wouldn't really make sense to use some, but like I have a word iluga, which means somebody's. We'll throw it in here. Iluga iluga boot. So um iluga boota kooptoomae kukyaunne, meaning the two went to steal over here at somebody's farm. Great. With that down, I'll I'll move on. I think. Um, Unless you take me with you, I won't give it to you. Right. So the interesting part of this sentence is, of course, the unless part. So looking at different languages, it's interesting in this respect, like just seeing how they handle the unless bit. So I am just going to see if I have a word meaning unless, and it seems I don't. Hmm. Unless. So unless is kind of unless is the same as like if if not, right? So if you don't take me with you, I won't give it to you. It's the same as unless you take me with you, I won't give it to you, right? So to uh, to like to bring someone along. Oh, right. So I have this here. Le. Is that really it? That's the word. Le. Okay, right. Okay, so that's to take someone with like with yourself. So mu, and then we need um a complement here in the absent, which would be in the accusative uh, fed. Huh. All right, fed. That was unexpected, but okay. I didn't realize that that was my word for that. So mu fed uh, um, le uh, lesai. Yeah. So this is if you don't bring me with you, like if you don't bring me along. Mu fed lesai thube. So this bear here again is our um is our conditional particle. It goes after the it has second position in the main clause, so that's why it's there. Uh, so mutha le sai fube. So give to you would be bet bet o yeah. So again, should this be in the I won't? So I will not. Is that future? Um, I won't give it to you. Then again, it could just be like it's not going to happen like ever, which is kind of gnomic. Yeah, right. So that's a short sentence. Uh, let's just check that I have got the. Oh, right. I needed in the like I need to imply the negation. I won't give to, so that would make this one thi, right? Yeah, thi. Muthed lesai thibe bedoya, meaning unless you take me with you, I won't give it to you. Moving on, your younger brother really people mocks in a vicious manner. Right. Okay. So the thing that stands out here, of course, is the to people mock. Like, I'm assuming this just means to mock people, but like mocking people based on their personality or something, right? Not sure. But anyway, your younger brother. Do I have a word for younger brother? I do not. I do have a word for brother. I'm sure. I'm sure. Um, okay, so mana is a is a brother who doesn't have a child, and Mayu is a brother who does have a child. Um, we could make new like younger, older terms here. So that would actually be kind of simple, right? Um, if I have to think about, that would just be Manasu, right? Manasu, yeah. So basically, I'm just making a diminutive of that. So this just Manasu is the diminutive of Mana. So little brother. Manasu, Manaesu. For the this part here just marks it shows how to form the definite form. Manaesu, Manaesuya. So this one shows that how the accusative is formed. So based on these four pieces of information, I know everything I need to know. It tells me everything I need to know about the word, like in terms of making all the words forms. Lillebror, som ikke har barn, meaning little brother who doesn't have a child. This we'll do the same for the sister. So Ranasu. Ranasu nae. Oh, yeah, right. I'd love to hear like something I found really interesting is right. I have to remember you're not down here. This is where the chat is. You're right here. Um, so I'd love to know like about you guys, you guys' like your kinship systems. I love like different quirky facets about kinship terms, kinship systems. I I just find that really fascinating. So if anybody wants to share, I'm all ears. Let's see. Right. So now we have a word for a little brother who doesn't have a child, which I think is what I'm going to use here. Manasu. and he's gonna be the subject here, Manasu, Manasus, and we would put him in the def, definite form, and we should have like a possessive bu, bumanaisus, which means your younger brother. Kira says, in my culture, marriage is a single type of pact, and more broadly, the culture recognizes many types of pacts that are incorporated into the kinship system. For example, there's a word for pact uncle, which is like someone who your father is in a pact with. Oh, that's so interesting. So marriage is just another kind of all of these different pacts, right? Um, so what are the other kinds of pacts? So I'm I'm just going to assume that you're not going to go into the same kind of pact your with your uncle or 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 your brother or something. You wouldn't go into the same kind of pact uh, with a brother as you would with, say, a lover or something like that. Um, so what did there would be like other kinds of pacts, yeah. Oh, this song again. This one has uh, lyrics. I'm gonna. There's different moieties. Moiety. So what's that word? Moieties. Moieties determine who you can join into a pact. Is that like uh? So I have no idea what that word is. Moiety. Moiety. Is that like an English word? Uh, let's look it up. On a dictionary. Yeah, so like I'm looking the word up on Wiktionary and it's not giving me any results. But that's either way. That's really interesting. So looking at what we have for this sentence right here. This time again we have our particle I, and I means it does like I said, it does introduce like an unexpected, non-inherent element to the sentence, but it can also be used in the beginning of a sentence to like as an uh, like like an emphatic particle. So that that's what corresponds to the English sentences word really. Your younger brother really people mocks in a vicious manner. Uh, vicious. So I'm not actually sure how to translate vicious into Danish. Um, like I feel like I know what it means in English, kind of, but I'm having trouble finding uh, like a good Danish equivalent. So I'm gonna look that up. Vicious. Right, so it means, okay, so kind of evil, immoral. Ooh, that's good. Immoral. Umoralsk. Do I have a word for evil? Ooh, I do. Okay. Mukba. So, to mock someone. Let's think about that concept. So, to mock someone is to like you're putting them down, right? So one way of thinking about it could be not sure here actually. If I take some word from Old Indian, so to mock someone is to make fun of. Yeah, to make fun of. Do I have a word for that? No. Okay. And okay, so to make fun of someone is to make them the fun. Like you make fun of something. Like just like how I make strawberry cake of strawberries, I make fun of someone who is being made fun of, right? So this could be derived from something meaning like to make stupid, like to make someone stupid. And I think I have a word for stupid, right? Okay, so I don't actually have a word for stupid per se, but that is definitely something I should have. So I'm gonna pull up my roots, my proto-language roots, and try to make something just to see. Maybe I already do have like a root for it. Let's see here. I don't. Okay, so we need a new root, meaning meaning stupid. So please, anyone, like the syllable structure is CV. We have a plain set of stops, and we have a pre-aspirated set of stops. So those are the ones seen here with the H in front of them. We have the 5-vowel system. We have 5, 6. We have 6 places of articulation. We have a labial, dental, palatal, lateral, velar, and not glottal, uvular. And so for each of those places of articulation, we have somebody just said hkalo, hkalo. That works for me. Hkalo. Okay. Hkalo means stupid. And maybe we have some ideas for like extended semantics of that root. So being dumb could also be like to be slow. That's what I've got here. But being dumb could also be like, if we allow ourselves to be a little bit edgy here, we could also call it like young, like, because when you're young, you're usually dumb, just like me. So that would work perfectly. Um, right, and so we just need to have our causative thing. And we do have a causative thingy. Roa, right. So in old alien, we would have a word for to mock or to make fun of called rokalo. Wonderful. Um, rokalo. And so we put that into modern alien. That gives us ro kalu with these two. And oh, I should probably note that this is not a noun. No, it's not a noun. Of course, it's not a noun. And it's divalent. And so you mock someone. Maybe it's trivalent. So like you mock someone. How do I usually in the accusative? But for so random thought, kalo evolved from the root young, and the parallel development made it mean something like prodigious. Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, that absolutely. That's okay. So that's really good. So let's think about it. I'm just gonna write this. And I'm just gonna put this here. Okay. So this actually means like primarily young, dumb, slow. So when you're young, you're full of potential, right? That could be like the route that we're going with here, right? So a trivalent verb to gaglean gana lobbe someone, you mock someone in the accusative for something in the oblique. Right. But that concept is really interesting. So I actually wanna take that, like I want to realize that. So prodigious. I'm trying to like, what could prodigious come to me like you're. Prodigious. So that could also mean like you're essentially you like it could be used for crops that are fertile, right? Because you could use it about you could use it for a certain thing, like for example, if you've got a bunch of crops, one of them, like maybe there's one plant that seems to be really like producing a lot of berries or whatever that plant produces, uh, and that would be like that's the that's what we're working with here. So perhaps, and so this would, due to phonological change, this would come to mean this would be galo, and do we want to make this a noun? I feel like this is a noun. Yeah, this is definitely a noun. So with galogi is the definite form here. Oh. Yeah. Galo. So wait, so this is so it's a fertile plant to person. Right, so it's I'll elaborate on it here in my main document. So gal. Yeah, precisely. So yeah, so dumb, young, plentiful, fertile. Yeah, that's I love developments like that. So gal would be the modern alien word here. Gal, galus, gale, galuya, galu. Wait, there. So a noun meaning fortitude, person, pende, ella. So something I'm going to just shorten this down. So specifically, I'm going to use this word gal to mean, like to refer to something, like either a person or a plant, essentially. Because I can't really see what else could be like that. Maybe a spring, but that maybe I'll elaborate on it later. So, person de plante, person, elle, oh, person, somehow, potentiel. Oh, it doesn't fit. No. It's I could probably make my lexicons much more clean and nice looking, but this is just the way I'm doing it. So I end up abbreviating a lot here in my lexicon. That's just how it is. I might rework it someday. Probably not, but hopefully the next language I create, I'll make it a little more orderly. Um, Right, so we could kind of sidetrack here, right? Um, just gonna ask once again, can you guys hear the music? Uh, if not, like I should just turn it off because I don't want to have it any louder than this. Oh wait, well, I could turn it up in this in the streaming software. I could turn the sound up there. Either way, I just want to know if you guys can hear it because I'd like to I'd like you to know, like I want you to hear what I can hear because it's nice, relaxing lo-fi music. Uh, I don't. Some people like have really like, speaking of the prompt here, but some people have kind of mocked me for liking uh, lo-fi music for some reason. I just think it's super nice. Let's see here. In a vicious manner, he mocks people. Do I have a word that just means people? Like, have a word for person. Right? Mm-mm-mm. Person, 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 person. Oh, okay. So it's just baka. Right, fine. Um, so this incorporation, so people mock. I don't know what to make of this. I think I just want to make it like I just want to make it like the complement of to mock. Wait, did I ever figure out the valency of that verb? I did. Okay, so you mock someone in the accusative, right? So abomanai seus bagaya ro kale. Yeah, ro kale. But um, in a vicious manner, I just had to figure out that word. So vicious, evil. That would be mubba, right? So we're going to put that there. Mubba ro kale. So that's the sentence. This right here, in a vicious manner, that in alien can just be expressed with a incorporated adjective. So so word for word, it's really your younger brother. People viciously mocks. Right. Lo-fi music is a mixed bag. It's nice for certain types of work, but it's boring and uninspired for work like writing fiction and world building. On the other hand, it's less distracting. Right. So I thought a lot about like lo-fi music's place in in the world, and I feel like it's basically the 21st century equivalent of smooth jazz, right? Because smooth jazz was very much it was like the uh, it was synonymous with desk work. Um, it was what you'd put on when you just needed something like to like you want to turn off the sounds of the world around you. You just want to listen to something that relaxes you. uh, it didn't have any lyrics, just like most of lo-fi music. um, so it didn't have any lyrics, this smooth jazz, which meant that you didn't have to focus on any words or anything like that. You would just have the sounds of the music there. um, to relax you. Um, it was very it was again, yeah, like, yeah, just like smooth jazz, lo-fi music is not very inspiring because it doesn't take a lot of chances, if that makes sense. It's not very experimental, I'd say. Like, you won't find a whole lot of variation between different lo-fi artists today, just like a lot of smooth jazz back in the day was also just, it was very much, um, it was very uniform in structure, and I think that on so many levels, lo-fi music is the like our like contemporary version of smooth jazz, and so I think it has its place as like something you can do homework to, something that you can just sort of relax and tune off to. But it's not. I wouldn't call it great art. The next sentence here, she might have already fallen asleep sitting up. So, right off the bat, this participle here is quite easy uh, to translate. Um, the expression is much more uniform and almost hypnotic. Yeah, definitely hypnotic. Yeah, that's certainly, I would say that. Um, so, to sit up. So there's an emphasis here in like sitting up. Like, you can fall asleep sitting, right? But so this sentence is this sentence is emphasizing the fact that she's sitting up, since that's a kind of weird way to fall asleep. Some would say, right? Because surely it's a lot easier to fall asleep lying down. Um, what music do you listen to aside from lo-fi? I listen. I'm one of those annoying people who say I just listen to a bunch of different stuff. But if I look at like my wait, so I'm using my brother's Spotify account right now, because I don't have premium, so so I'm borrowing his for tonight just so I can avoid the advertisements. No, so a lot of the music that I listen to is lo-fi and variations thereof. Like, I listen to an artist called Kai Dreams, which, and his style bears a lot of resemblance um, uh, to lo-fi, but I think, like, just because he's so lyrically strong, I wouldn't put it in that same box. I like rock and roll, and I like listening to music that reminds me of certain experiences. Like, when I watched like a movie I've watched that had a song in it, if I really liked that movie and I want to recall the feeling of watching that movie, I like listening to that piece of music that was featured in that film. Um, but yeah, a lot of lo-fi because I think it relaxes me, and I'll listen to jazz occasionally, but it's not something I'm overly interested in. I'd love to know like everyone's music taste, honestly. Like, just especially like listening to like just I'd love to know like the reason behind why people listen to certain types of music. So, like, if anybody wants to uh, talk about that, feel free. She might have already. So I have a word meaning meaning like upright. Um, oh, so this one is fun. Uktira means formal, but also it also means like having a straight back. So this could certainly this could be used like in its adverbial form, surely. Ukteura, right? But that might have she might. So that kind of that dubitative is what I'd call it. I haven't really figured out how to express those yet. Uh, I could just use a verb meaning like I have a word for like to have. So Yoshibro asks, what programs are you using? I'm using I'm like for conlaying I just use the text editing software that Mac OS has. So I'm using Pages. This is Pages. This is Pages. This is Pages, and then I use Numbers, which is like the Apple version of Excel. Just it doesn't do as much, and it's kind of like Excel for babies, I'd say. No, but honestly, like, yeah, that's really it. Um, I used to do all my conlaying in like something called LibreOffice, which is like a type. It's like an open source kind of thing derived from OpenOffice, I think. But it's just so bad. And the only reason I used it was because it was easy to format certain things in it. The music I listen to is all over the place. As a lover of like world music, yeah, same. But also punk, metal, folk, and rock in different languages. Artists like Who and Hello Helsinki are my jam. I don't know if either of those, but like I absolutely agree. I even like music that like considering the genre I wouldn't normally listen to. I'll often listen to it just because it's in a foreign language. Just because I love this, the sound in different language. I just the other day I listened to like a bunch of Hebrew rap and hip hop, which usually isn't really my thing, but it was just I don't know. I felt like listening to some Hebrew. Recently, though, I've been listening to more political punk music and like general folk music from Eastern Europe and the Caucasus and like Celtic music, and there's just so much culture behind those genres. Definitely, definitely. I had like a bit of a trip some months ago where just all I listened to all day was Armenian uh, music at a genre of Armenian music. I think you would call it a genre called Yarkhushta. Uh, it's I was driving my family nuts, but it was very nice for me just because of the language and but also because I like they had a kind of they had a little kind of very sharp sounding horn. Music is the best way to get a feel for a language. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Oh my god, it's late. Um, and it's not even 10 o'clock here. I'm just gonna be away for a very brief second. Uh, oh, wait. Oh no. Oh, and then I have to. I'm just gonna make this green. Right. So I'll be gone for just a little while. All right, here I am again. I'll just get rid of this. Right. Okay. Oh, let's see. Somebody's written something and recommends for Armenian artists. No, because I can't remember their names, honestly. Are you chanting all of the smites? I'm gonna try to do a bunch of the smites. How many have I been through now? Let's see. I've been through 6 smites. And these are the ones that I've written up. I didn't find it realistic to get through all of them. They're just like random smites I've plucked out. It's not very well placed for its color. It definitely wasn't, but I couldn't care less. Let's see. Where are we? Right, so we gotta make like something that means might. Do I have a potential construction? I do not. Do I have it in Old Adian? I do not. Okay, so how might a potential mood be shown? Like I could go the boring route and just make a noun that means potential or means possibility, and just use that adverbially, and at some point it just becomes a particle. right? That could be the boring route. So if anyone has like suggestions for like ways you could do potentiality, let's see here. I could have a verb meaning. Oh, okay. Wait. So I can do something much more interesting. I could have a verb meaning like uh, like to be able to, right? And so in the we could have like a passive thing. Maybe actful, maybe. So I'm not sure how. Do we even have a word for? Oh, maybe I already have a word for like maybe. I don't. Would you look at that? Either way, I'm just gonna. I have like a section where I show that use specific verbs. So I'm going to make a section here, section 3, 9, 10. I just share this. And I do have the word diku. Yeah, I do have the word diku. No. the what would that be? Dikutha or dikautha? Okay, so that could wait. Okay, oh, compound verb. Ooh, yeah, yeah. So Adian that wouldn't really make sense for Adian to do that. To be honest, I think I have already found like what I want to do. I just made a particle. Honestly, kautha derived from dikautha, meaning like it's sort of a participle that that says something about the verb itself, so that the action is possible. Which I guess is the same as saying like maybe. Either way, I will just take a little while to write this out. Let's see here. So it could have, so we have kautha, but we could also have like a formal version of it, dikautha. So this could be like pragmatically, this could be like the difference between maybe and perhaps. Because I'd say, without being like a native English speaker, I would definitely say that perhaps is a bit more formal than uh, the word maybe. Um, the particle is placed in the beginning of this sentence, yeah. So a good example of that could be so fall asleep. Oh, what's a word for falling asleep? It's something. It's a word I always use because it's so nicely intransitive. Oh, see ya, Yoshi. It was nice having you here. So falling asleep. CD. CD. So let's see here. I could have a sentence like Kausa Kusidei. That would mean potential. Oh wait, no, this should be boom. Imperfect, and it would mean maybe she's asleep, or maybe he's asleep. We don't actually distinguish between that and Adian. The pronouns are by default gender neutral. Here and here. Right. Okay. So the might part. Okay. So kaufa would mean. So that's our. She might, like might. Kaufaku. Oh, do I have a word for already? We don't, but we could just like I feel like in so many languages the word for already is almost equivalent to like now, because already implies that the action like implies that it's present, right? Or well, it could mean like oh, she already took the trash out. Does mean is kind of is past since okay, but yeah, hmm. Actually, that's something to consider. So how do you deal with how do you deal with uh, a word for already. Hmm. Hmm. So right now I am trying to um, see if I can use the way I do temporal indicators, if I can use those for this purpose. Really good. Let's see here. I have this word meaning now, which in its absent oblique form could mean, oh, so this should probably be a subnode. So this would make the word kuppu, right? Kauthaku kuppu. All right, so maybe she already fall asleep. So I have two words for falling asleep. I think I'll just go for the plain one. Sidai. Maybe she's already fallen asleep, sitting up. So we established that we could use ukteura, right? So kautha kukteura, and to sit. We did have a word for that, of course we do. Sathi. Uktira. We could just as well make it incorporated. Yeah, yeah. we're going to make this like an incorporated sense of the word. So, uktira sa sathi su up. So to sit upright. Kaufaku ku uktira sa safutka ku pusirai. That's our sentence. So maybe she has already fallen asleep, while sitting up. Lovely. What a nice sentence. Kaufakuktira sathutka. No. Sathitka. Kaufakuktira sathitka kuppusidai. Beautiful. Which guest had which dish? All right. Do you have a word for guest? I do not. Do I have it in Old Indian? Okay, I do not. Do I have a word for visit? Oh, I do. Oh, okay, so... Alright, okay, so a guest, for sure, would be litote. Oh, litoti, or litote, or however you say it in English. That's a word in like, that describes some lyrical form, right? I'm pretty sure. So litote as tegi. Let's see here. Right, so this is a guest. So I have a word. I do have a word for which. Lu. Right. So lulitote. Lulitote. And so to have a dish really is like to eat it. Like, I had the lobster implies that I ate the lobster, right? Unless you're specifically talking about like a restaurant setting where having the lobster also implies ordering the lobster, right? But I'm just going to go off on a limb here and say that Asian culture does not, like, they don't have restaurants, uh, because they don't. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the word for to eat, which I should have memorized by now, but dai. Okay, so dai in this context. Lulitotes lu Pikja. Pikjadai. So, which customer, like which guest, which dish? Oh wait, do I have a specific word for like a dish, like a type of dish? I do not. I'm just gonna go like this would make sense in Indian. Yeah, definitely. Um, Next one. She went to Ibadan in order to be able to get treatment. So do we assume that Ibadan is a place? Does anybody know if Ibadan is a place? I could just look it up. I have the internet. I'm blessed with the internet. Yeah. Okay. So it's a town or a city. She went to Ibadan in order. Right. Okay. Wait. This is actually pretty easy. So she went. So in order to get a treatment, like to be treated, um, so I will use this verb meaning to treat, like to treat someone, uh, rothima, and make it an indirect passive in the uh, and then do it in the like the finalis mood. Uh, yeah, and with the finalis particle. So ibada iba oh wait iba danuya. No, not yet. To get treatment. So ro. What was the word that I found? Rotima. Right. So ro thi ma rothimamathi. That's a good word. Oh, that's a good word. So rothimamathi, meaning to be treated. In order to be treated, she went. She went unne. She went to Ibadan. Ibadan. Oh yeah. That's yeah. I that's I can't really that should be it. Um I'm leaving and John is not happy. So this could be another one of those cases where the particle I could be helpful because saying that I'm leaving does not necessarily imply that John is unhappy, but it's sort of an unexpected outcome. Like, but those two things are interconnected, right? One is sort of dependent on the other. I'll just try writing it out just to see what it looks like. So I'm leaving. I have a word for that. Dannu. Alright, so I'm leaving. And the way it's said does sound like it's kind of like it's absolute, like it can't be changed. It's a decision that that person has made. So I would say fu. Um, fu. Fudanne. So I'm leaving. I John. And how would I say John? I would say oh, Sean. Sean. Sean would, so like Seanis would be the nominative here. Aishonis. Oh, but he has to be in. Uh, he's not happy, so he needs to be in the absent form. So Shonil. Oh wait, no. Sho. Dang it. Sholu. Sholu. Right. Okay. Fudanne Aisholu ne Shaba. So it looks here like I just means and, but it more so it connects these two uh, phrases, these two clauses, saying that they're kind of the same. Like the fact that John is not happy is directly related to the fact that this person is leaving, and that those two cannot be separated. Those two things, those two actions, they have to be looked at as the same type of the same situation, if that makes sense. If I don't know if it does, it does in my mind. It's very versatile. This little particle here. So I'm getting so very tired. So honestly, I think I'll cut it off here. Uh, I've been going for 2.5 hours almost. Um, uh, I don't have any famous last words to say. I'm honestly just so tired, and I have a meeting like in like half an hour as well. So I'll need to find some way to keep myself alive for the rest of the night. I still have 2.5 more hours to go. It has been fun. I hope that it hasn't been too boring. This is honestly just some funny little idea I had. Um, I thought it would be kind of neat to just do some live conlang, just translating, talking about syntax and talking about constructions and etymology and whatnot. So I'll cut it off here. Hopefully I can do another one of these. I'd really love to get one of the other mods on, just like, so there's like there can be kind of a constant interaction uh, about the conlanging, about the syntax, about etymology and whatnot. With that being said, I will go ahead and close the stream. It's been grand. Yeah, that's about it. See you.